baby overall. Let's get started. Hi y'all, today I'm going to show you how to knit this cute little baby overall. Please check my description box for all the details, everything you need in my description box. So this is 6 to 9 month baby overall. I started from the waist and down and knit both leg, okay, and back piece, put the back panel and shoulder band. So it's gonna be overall. All right. So next clip, I'm gonna actually find out all the numbers you need, like a cast on number, how many rows you need, and this is my measurement, coming actually from the website because I don't have a baby. I never have a baby. I don't know the baby, sizes. So you have to actually find out your measurement by yourself. Okay? Gauge template. I'm gonna find out all the number I need with this template. If you don't have my template, you have two options. One, you can buy this template. It's only $7 Canadian. I put the link in my description box. Or you can do the math manually. I am going to leave the instruction how to do the math in my written pattern. So just follow the instruction. It's just a simple ratio math. So you can do it. Just, pain in next sometimes because lots of number you need to find out. Anyway, so let's start. This side is my template and this side is the number I got from pretty much, some baby stuff, measurement website. Okay. And this is for the 6 to 9 month baby size. If I'm wrong, just get the right number for yourself because like I said, I don't have a baby and I never had a baby, so I don't really know. So let's start. The first of all, you have to knit your swatch and take a gauge. Your knitting tension is very important. Okay, so right here, number 4, your gauge, my gauge. I'm gonna use inches. If you wanna use centimeter, go ahead. Okay, so 4" by 4". I have a 19 stitch count, width on 4" and 26 rows, width on 4". So what is the ratio, math means? This is simple. Just one example. I have a 19 stitches, width on 4". What about how many stitches? Width on 20". That's all. Okay, so this is actually quite easy. I don't really have to use the template, but anyway, I'll do it. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna knit from waist down. Okay, so let's find out the cast on number, the waist part. So 20 inches I have to knit. So let's go down right here. Number 11 and 12, the width, right? Width stitches. So I'm gonna put the 20 right here, 95. Okay, and I want you to pick with the multiple of 4 because you have to actually split in half front side and back side. So when you actually divide it by 2, even number will be better. Okay, so right here, number 23, multiple of 4, and you can actually find the number close to 95, which is 96. So my cast on number is 96. Okay, next, the hip with diaper. Okay, because you want to, put the overall over the diaper, right? So that's what I found. And it was 21 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna put the 21, 99.75. You know, there's no such a number in knitting, 0.75. So either 99 or 100. And I'll go with the even number, so 100. Which means I'm going to start with 96 and hip needs 100 stitches, which means I have to increase 4 stitches somewhere in between. Okay, super easy. And the next waist leg, this means from the top to top of the leg, length, height. Okay, so 9.5 height means right here, 7 and 8. So 9.5 inch I want to knit total. So which is about 62 rows. Again, I'm picking even number. So I want to knit 62 rows from top to, top leg. You know what I'm saying? And the rib desire height. Okay, how much you want to knit rib, after the cast on? 1.5. So 1.5. There you go. 9. So I picked 10. So here's the thing. So I cast on 96 and then I'm adding one by one ribbon for 10 rows. And total amount of the row before you start knitting the leg is 62, I said, right? So 62 minus 10 is 52. So after the waistband, I'm going to knit 52 rows before I start knitting leg. That's what I actually just did. Super easy, isn't it? And leg length. Okay, this is not the actual leg length. Actual leg length was like 7 or 8 inches for, 6 to 9 months baby. So I want to make it a little shorter. So 44.5. This is length, right? And I'm the height, right? So 4.5 is 29. So I'm going to knit 30 rows for the baby leg and adding 1.5. So total of 6 inches. And again, I said, the baby's leg length for 6 to 9 months is 7 or 8, something like that. So that's actually shorter than actual leg. That's fine. That's what I wanted. So 1.5. Well, I did, right? 10. So the leg total rows would be 30 plus 10, so 40 rows. And the shoulder belt. Okay, shoulder belt is, overall, right? So overall is like coming out from the back of the, top of the waist and then coming over the shoulder and attached to front waist, right? So that's 18 inches. And I actually took a little longer, length because I can adjust with the button. So I don't really care much better than, too short. So 18, and I'm going to do 18 and 117, and I took longer side, so 120. That's my target for the, shoulder belt. And lastly, GSR, which is German short roll. Okay, short roll, sure. If you want to try to add short roll, you have to kind of, decide how much you want to raise. Okay, I'll actually talk about it later a little bit more. But for the back piece, which means, butt, right? Side, more fat. So if you add a little bit more fabric, more than front part, it fits better because of the butt, you know. And for the baby, maybe 1 inch would be great. When I knit the raglan sweater or other sweater, I add few rows more than front piece. Right after the neck, it's same reason. It fits you better. So, this is baby stuff. So 1 inch height. So 1 inch would be 6.5. You gotta remember all the numbers, okay? Write it down for, your number if you're doing your number, okay? So I think that's all I need to know. And let's move on to actual knitting. Cast on, according to my math, 96, but I knit 97, one extra stitch. If you want to do the trick, you need to knit one extra stitch. If you don't, just, the number you found from the math. Okay? So, first of all, you have to actually connect both ends. Make sure it's not twisted, and let's do that. So, slip one stitch from left needle, and then the one stitch behind, pass that over. Okay? So, you lose one stitch. There you go. So, I have 96 stitches, so same as my math. And now you are connected. So it's quite, easy to start. You know what I'm saying? And add in the 1x1 ribbon, which is repeat of knit 1 and purl 1 until your desired length. For me, about 1.5 inch, so 10 rows according to my math. Super easy, isn't it? If you do the math, you just follow your number. So it's quite important. Anyway, so here I finish the 1x1 ribbon, 10 rows. Now I am going to add German short row only for back side. Okay, first of all, I split in half, front and back. Okay, because of the butt, I'm gonna add a little bit more, back, side. So where the begin marker is, okay, that's the center of the back piece. So split in half means count, evenly both side and add. So 96 divided by 2 is 48. So 24 and 24. This is what I meant, the multiple of 4. Easier to split in half, okay? And my GSR number, you have to actually find out, okay? I have 48 stitches for back piece, right? And raise 1 inch, which is 6.5 rows. There's no such a number for knitting, but anyway, 48 divided by 6 or even 6.5 is 7 something. So my German short row base number is 7 stitches. Okay, so that's what you need to find out. Okay, just follow my instruction and put your number there and find out your German short row. Okay, short row is, you just go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so you always go through that begin marker. So begin marker area is thicker than, other area. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So before start German short row, you have to knit 1 row with 1 size bigger needle. Now I am going to use 4.5 millimeter and knit just 1 round and put the side marker, okay, and split back and half, back and front. So German short row starts. Okay, row number 1, right side, knit 7 Okay, so why right side? Again, I only knit back side, which means I am going to knit flat. I'm going to back and forth. So row number 1, right side, and row number 2, wrong side, turn. Okay, now purl side, right? So keep the working yarn front and slip 1 purl wise. And now I have a 1 stitch just slip, but I'm gonna make it 2 stitch instead of 1, which is tug the working yarn to the back. Look at that stitch. Okay, now there you go, 2 stitch. This is kind of fake double stitch, but that's double stitch. And I am going to add marker. Usually people don't add marker, but I do because, sometimes, for the beginner people, knitter, you forget which one is the double stitch. That's why they give up on the German short row. So if you add the marker like that, you know which stitch is the fake double stitch. Anyway, so after the marker, okay, knit until the begin marker, and then purl 7. Okay, the row number 1 and row number 2 is kind of set up for German short row. So anyway, so purl 7 and turn, same as, row number 1, right? So again, I'm going to knit flat. So after I knit purl 7, I turn the project and keep the working yarn front. This is row number 3, right side. And then same method, slide 1 stitch and 1 stitch and tug the working yarn. And now I have a 2 stitch, kind of fake 2 stitch. And then add marker. Use different color of marker. Then easy to remember. Then start knitting. And this time, yes, you're going to pass begin marker, but not the 7, pass the begin marker and knit until the marker 1, which is orange marker. Okay? And what is orange marker means? Yes, after the orange marker, there is the fake double stitch, right? And you gotta do something. Anyway, so here comes knit stitch and remove that marker. And after the marker, there's the fake double stitch. And those 2 stitch knit 2 together because you're on the right side. Then after the knit 2 together, now knit 7. Why 7? This is my base number, right? So if your base number is 5, just knit 5. Okay? Then turn. Then number 4, row number 4, slide 1 stitch and create the fake double stitch. Then put the marker back on. Okay, and this is wrong side, so purl until marker 2, which is pink this time. Again, you pass the begin marker and purl until pink marker. So you know what I'm saying? You always pass begin marker. So begin marker area is thicker than the side part. Okay, so pass the begin marker and reach the next marker and then knit 2 together or purl 2 together. Then another, your base number, you have to knit or purl. Okay, so here comes. So this time, purl 2 together. German short row, purl 2 together. Okay. Then purl 7. After that, you just have to repeat row number 3 and row number 4. And until your, desired height. For me, I just want to add 6 rows, right? So I do 6. That's it. Okay. So, why you do German short row? Why not just, back and forth, right? You can do that, but you know what? If you, okay, let me say this. If you don't complete the row, I'm actually knitting back and forth and suddenly, turn the project, right? In the middle of nowhere. I don't complete one row, which means every time you turn in the middle of somewhere, you create the little gap. Okay? And to do this short row, you minimize that gap. Okay? Here, remove and then knit 2 together. There was a gap here, but because of I'm doing this knit 2 together thing, you minimize the gap. Okay, here comes last turn. Okay, so I knit 7 and then turn. When I turn, and if I just start making purl, there's a gap. That's why, slip 1 and tug the yarn to the back and create the fake double stitch and then start purling. But when I come back, you have to do something around that double stitch. That's why you gotta do knit 2 together or purl 2 together. Anyway, I just actually create the last double stitch here, and then I am going to make another double stitch on wrong side. Okay, and there's a little, it's not even trick. One thing I have to actually let you know, because after you create a last double stitch on wrong side, I'm gonna turn, right? Turn to the right side. Then I'm not coming back to wrong side anymore because I want to knit, in round. Now, German short row is over. So I want to knit front piece as well. Right here. This is the, the purl 2 together. And then I'm going to knit purl 7, right? Then turn. Which means this side of the double stitch, I'm not going to do the purl 2 together anymore. I'm coming back from the other side, the direction. So I just actually create the double stitch, right? And I put, however, I'm not coming back on wrong side. So here's the thing. If you can remember, okay, this time double stitches before the marker, fine. But if you are not sure, this is how you do it. Going back, put the marker first, and then slide 1 stitch and create the double stitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming back from behind, because now I'm going to knit in round. Okay, so I'm gonna knit 1 more row because I have to, do the knit 2 together twice. German short row knit 2 together. Okay, and then coming back to the begin marker right there. So this is the first double stitch. Here comes, German short row, knit two together. And I'm going to actually keep the side marker because it's easier for me to count later on. So everybody keep the, side marker, okay? And going back to the other double stitch. Yeah, right there. And here comes, I, switch the marker, so don't worry. Remove the marker, and after the marker, there's double stitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, German short row, knit two together, not the purl two together, because no more wrong side until leg. So, and I'm having the tough time, and I'm sorry you can't really see, but I'm doing the knit two together. There we go. And knit until begin marker. Now, okay, knitting in round. Can you see? That's the back piece, 6 rows higher than front piece. And this little thing make, your project more, professional knit. Okay? So anyway, now I'm going to actually increase, stitches. Do you remember? My waist is 20, and then, the hip is 21. So according to my math, I'm going to increase 4 stitches, and I am going to use those markers, and I add 1, in the center of the, the front piece. So exactly, 4 stitches, then I can increase evenly. You know what I'm saying? So if you actually increase more or less, it doesn't really matter where, but try to increase evenly, okay? There you go. And increasing method is easy. Knit 1, and I'm using make 1 left. So there you go. Picking up the running thread and knit the back loop. You can knit, you can use the make 1 right, yarn over, whatever the method, okay? And I decide I'm going to use the make 1 left and slide the marker, knit 1 first, and then make 1 left. That's it. It doesn't really matter, right side of the marker or left side of the marker or anything, because it's just a one-time increasing. Okay? There you go. That's it. And after that, I will keep knitting until you hit the, desired length, which is the top of the leg. I was supposed to actually knit 52 rows after the 1x1 rib, but I already knit 2 rows, maybe 3 rows, but it doesn't really matter. The first prep row and increasing row. So 52 minus 2 is 50, so I'm going to knit 50 rows from now. Just keep knitting. And here comes. I just finished the, 50th row. Now I'm going to, split in half and divide it by 3, because 2 legs and 1 mid part. Mid part means between legs. Okay, so I have 50 stitches front and back each side, right? So 50 divided by 3 is 16. So from the, side marker, I took 16 each side, and left over is mid side, which is 18. However, I adjusted. Okay, I took 18. Okay, total of 36 for leg each side, and in between legs 14 stitches, because the baby's leg is a little chubby and you don't really need that much, length for mid part. So, I adjust it. You can do it. If your baby has a skinnier leg, you can adjust it. Or chubby leg, you can do it. And I remember when I see my niece, because of the diaper, you need some length for the mid part, right? So anyway, the where you have the begin marker, that's in the middle of the mid part, right? And I'm not gonna knit that mid part, so I'm gonna actually transfer the mid stitches onto scrap yarn. I'm using the rubber tube, the new thing. If you wanna know what it is, I'm gonna actually put the link in the below description box so you can take a look. This is super easy, time saver, and I love that rubber band tube. Anyway, so I am transferring mid stitch onto the scrap yarn. There we go. Because now I am going to knit one side of the leg. Okay, so now, so 18 stitch, 18 stitch, total of 36 stitch. And I knit, then I'm gonna transfer the other side of the mid stitches. So it's gonna be same level. Okay, so don't use the clean edge technique because you have to knit up later on. So just keep knitting stockinette stitch. So knitting on right side and purl on wrong side. That's it. Okay. So just keep knitting until the next marker means not the side marker, the other side of the leg marker. Here comes. There we go. Now remove, and then that's mid part, right? Front side of the mid part. So I'm gonna actually transfer that mid stitch. There you go. And tie the knot. And the other side of the leg, just leave it. Okay, I'm gonna finish the one side of the leg first and then move on to the other side. Okay, so just this side, purl. Okay, so I'm gonna knit 4.5 inches for the leg, which is 30 rows according to my math. So just row number 1 knit, row number 2 purl. So you repeat total of 15 times row number 1 and row number 2, total of 30 rows. I just finished. Okay, and then adding the 1x1 rib with 3.5 millimeter needle. Okay, about 1.5 inches, which is 10 rows. Then bind off. Okay, and you do exactly same thing for the other side of the the leg. And actually this is already the other side, but anyway, so bind off. I use the one size bigger needle because that will be little stretchy, you know you know baby, or even my dog sweater, use the stretchy bind off because it's not gonna be too tight for babies. There you go, done. It's quite stretchy. And like I said, I already finished both leg. Same method. Now I'm gonna actually add rib, leg to leg, the other side of the leg. the arch rib. And this part, I'm going to put the, snap on button. I add only 4 rows, and that's big enough, thick enough. Okay, so first of all, you have to transfer those mid stitch, onto the needle. Okay, I'll show you. This is super easy tube, and you just have to pull slowly. The using the scrap yarn, obviously easy enough, but this too is time saver for me. Anyway, so I'm gonna use the other side of the needle to knit up. Okay, so the leg arch rib, starting from the bottom corner. Okay, knit 3 stitch up side by side, right on the edge, and then skip 1 stitch space. One, there you go. Then repeat, knit 3 stitch up. And obviously, you have to knit up stitches where there are no stitches, and mid part you have stitches. And what do? You just have to knit. Okay? So right here, you start knitting, and after the mid stitch, you have to knit up again. And hopefully you have same stitch count as the other side. Okay? And just add 1 by 1 ribbon. And I did 4 rows. Then bind off. That's it. I'm not going to show you because it's same as the, every other rib. So this is good. So now let's finish, okay, the top part. Okay, first of all, you have to decide how wide you want for the back panel. Okay, I don't want to put the shoulder belt right on the edge of the side marker. So I count 7 stitches or 9 stitches. Then, I start knitting up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't knit up right from the side. Okay, a little inside. And I ended up knitting 30 stitches, something like that. It's really up to you. Make sure it should be multiple of 2, even number. So I knit up, and this is actually 3.5 millimeter, the small needle. Okay, and I am going to show you the plan of the shoulder band. Okay, so earlier I said I'm gonna actually knit 18 inches for the shoulder belt. This is what I meant. Okay, so from the back waistline to the front waistline. There you go. And 18 inches, which is 120 rows. Okay, so you can actually only knit belt, but I put the back panel. Okay, so it's not gonna be too loose. I don't like the shoulder belt falling out down. Anyway, so 1/3 of the total shoulder band length, I'm gonna knit just a garter stitch. So slip 1 knitwise and all knit, and last stitch will be purl. This time you have to use clean edge. Okay, and 1/3 means 120 rows divided by 3 is 40. So I just knit 40 rows. Then you decide, how wide you want for the band, and rest of them, the center, stitches. I have actually total of 16, 8 and 8 and 16. I am going to decrease little by little. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this. Left shoulder on wrong side. I'm looking at the wrong side, which is inside of the, the panel. So slip one knitwise and knit until last stitch. So this is not the last stitch, okay? Last stitch of mid part, because I have to decrease that, mid stitches. So knit until the red marker. And by the way, I am going to knit left side first and then knit the other side. So this time I want to decrease towards the right. So knit two together, then purl one. And row number 2, all knit except the first and last stitch. There we go. Slip knitwise and knit all the way down, and last stitch will be purl. And repeat row number 1 and row number 2 until your desired stitch count for the band. For me, 7. Okay, and this is the last decreasing, I believe. Row number 1, slide and knit. I still have 8 stitches here, so then knit 2 together, then purl 1. After this row, I have 7 stitches. So just after this, knit a garter stitch until your desired length. So until I hit 120 rows. Okay, then as soon as you hit the 120 rows, if the length is good, just bind off. Okay, and you do exactly same thing for the other side, but the decreasing method is a little bit different. So I'm gonna, show you that part. Okay, there you go. Left side is done. Beautifully decrease, that part. And now, the right side of the shoulder. I gotta start with the wrong side, because the other side I started with wrong side, right? So simple, just different method, and that's it. So slide the first stitch and then SSK instead of knit two together. Use the slip slip knit, because I want to decrease towards to left. So SSK. And then, knit until the last stitch, then purl. Okay? And everything else, just follow my written pattern. That's all. Okay? And there we go. The shoulder band is done. Okay? Perfect. And I already add one button. Okay? And I'll show you. I don't really have to show you, but, I will anyway. Okay, so the band, you have to kind of make sure where you want to attach the button. Okay, so there's the two, button part, and that two matches. Okay, the one right on the shoulder band. Okay, make sure it's in the center or whatever. And you just kind of press that. The the fabric is a little thicker, so it was a little bit, tougher. And you do the same thing. It's actually quite fun to do this. And I don't know, is it much easier than putting the regular button? That I don't know, but it's up to you. If you want to add regular button, you can. You just have to create the buttonhole. So you have to think, lots of thinking, right? Anyway, so now the other side, make sure where you want to put the, button. Toughest, kind of tricky part for the snap button is you have to think about the alignment, right? For this side and that side and, stuff like that. That's the only thing, a little tricky, but it's okay. And that's about it. You add snap button for the leg arch as well. How many? It's up to you. There's no rule. Okay. But the one thing, you just have to decide just how to put the button, like that or, like that. It's really up to you. Okay. So that's it for today. I had a great time knitting the baby stuff, even though I don't have a baby and I never had a baby. One of the viewer told me I can, do the donation. That was the one reason I didn't want to, knit the baby stuff or kid stuff because, I don't know what to do with it, right? After I finish the knitting, I don't really have a friend who raising the kids at this moment. So anyway, so I'm gonna actually donate my project from now on. Anyway, thank you for watching. Smash the good button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe my channel. Bye for now. Enjoy knitting.